be joining you. We're going to look into the darker aspects or unconscious aspects of things that women do, and I use the term female in the sense that it's like the animal brain, like the female human creature, as opposed to the conscious woman who, as conscious men and women, we can circumnavigate these biological programmings, for example, of men trying to find more than one sexual partner, or women trying to find constantly trying to do shit tests and constantly find the most attractive mate they can find. These are things that we need to transcend in the interest of a sustainable future and in the celebration of women and their vulva, their flower. That is what I'm interested in. I'm interested in celebrating women and it being like, it's who we are. It's like, it's the equivalent of, let's say there's a garden and there's lots of trees and there's lots of green leaves and whatnot, but then the woman is the flower, and that's so why not enjoy who we are in this physical form? Why not get into that? So, but in order to get from the point of the unknowing to the point of love, in the sense of the vibration of love, we need to get into knowledge. And so I'm going to tell you what I know. So first of all, it's important to consider the idea of ignorance of people acting like the world is fine, like their current beliefs or preferences or ideologies or approaches to and lifestyles are sustainable and it is what they want. And the reality is, by default, anybody who says that they're of a Christian or other religions, well, the one, Christianity is the one that I really put into question. I don't know about the Muslim. Well, they do still feel like there's a higher power like influencing, but the Christian is interesting because it capitalizes upon humanity's desire to be lazy and to defer responsibility to a higher power, somebody else. So in other words, let's not worry about a life on earth. Let's let somebody else, a hero savior, a religious figure, resolve issues, and do so with magic. This idea actually appeals more to women because women are into this emotional, like, let's avoid total destruction. But when you look into it, the idea of hell, and it's a very emotional, like, you're gonna stop or you're sinning or you're wrong, and these are going in the right direction, but they're not logical enough to keep men in churches and keep men wanting to follow this faith and allow that intention that they're following that to be the guiding force in their family, instead of, for example, men trying to make their wives happy. Wives will inadvertently destroy things. And I'm going to cite my first reasoning for that here. Let's see. It's this character, Casey Zandy. He's continuing to come up with stuff. What did I get a message here? Let me check this message. Okay. So let me take. I'm gonna cite example one here of how women get into. Wait, let me see here. Women get into the religious aspect of things. So this is going to be item one. Let me open it up here. Where are we? Austin. So bear with me here. Here we go. I'm opening it up now. And I'm going to go to pause the music here.
Different look, because this is one of the first podcasts on the Awesome Government Vlog channel. And I'm excited to announce one of our first guests, no other than Mr. Casey Zander. You have like deep understanding of just female psychology, female nature, back end game,
okay.
Which we'll talk about.
Here we go.
Sometimes something missing. And the reason why women get so invested in, I'm a Capricorn. The reason why women love numerology,
and women also like
their
religion.
Their heart is seeking masculine leadership in the element of faith. Right. And what I have found is if that is not there, the relationship may last 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. A lot of times she can't even put her words to it, but she knows there's something missing. Back end game, you have to really be a masculine man. You can't bend in your principles. And the biggest thing with back end game is identity. That's why the concept of back end game, why I love
So the reason, he's talking about this idea of back end game, quote unquote, but that's just a nice way of, that's like a kind of a street slang contemporary way of saying front end game is the idea of trying to seduce a woman before marriage for sex. Back end game is the idea of how do you keep a sustainable and loving shared experience. And so how do you do that? Well, I'm going to explain all of that, and that's going to be at the end of this show. But for now, I want to explain the video we just saw. So basically, he's this guy Casey Zander was suggesting that women need this religious aspect of things, and I think men do as well, but women really need it. They really need this sort of reassurance of the existential, because think about being a woman, and that's I think where I'll begin this. Just start by thinking about what it would mean to even possess the possibility of having to grow a human in your womb and feed it with your imagine a child suckling on your breasts as a man. Imagine how as men we need to imagine what type of mentality you would have to have in order to do those things, to the critical younger years where children are almost intolerable because of their their loud noises, and of course we're going to do our best, but it's just that it's easier for women to handle that type of emotional intensity, and every month, women have this cycle of emotions come up as a result of their hormones, creating, trying to create, what's the word? Just to their menstrual cycle that allows them to help to produce potentially a child. So this is what women are dealing with from month to month, okay? And so because of that, women are they're closer than the males to a kind of being like a kind of animal, and this manifests itself in a number of ways, starting with just imagine, as men, imagine taking a pill to make yourself not function as a man as much, potentially affect your testosterone. That's what women do. They use birth control. Like, a man would never use birth control, you know what I mean, for his body, in that sense. And just the same, a man would never use makeup. In fact, the best makeup is, I'm going to show right here. And I know that because I'm of a vegan predilection, maybe it comes into conflict, but I'm trying to find a product that's of similar quality, or similar composition, of the Burt's Bees lip balm. This stuff, I use it on my lips. I use it on more delicate skin areas, like even the eyelids, and and I apply it about maybe 4 or 5 times a day, and I'm wanting other people to do that too. If you look at people's lips, if they're older than, say, even 20, I mean, my lips, if you look at them, right? Oh, you see how they're not cracked or anything? You see, that's because I'm taking care of them, and I also apply it to my nipples, by the way. This is stuff that we should be doing, both as men and women. We should be, and then every day I'll use coconut oil on my skin. Optimally, it's after taking a cold shower, and that's after doing like a 10-minute sauna. Sauna is going to extend your life as well. So sauna, then a cold shower, rinse, and then application of coconut oil on your body. And remember, this is pure coconut oil. But I'm saying this just to make a point that women will go through all these these beauty routines, but men need to realize and stop. Men need to stop reaffirming these behaviors in women, and the only way that men can do that is if they can be managing their sexual desires with masturbation, and that ensures that men are not just going to be desperately and just overwhelmed with arousal, so that they tolerate these women, because we as men, we need to not want a woman unless we're ready for marriage, and the woman is aligned with our values. Otherwise, it just like how do I say this? Women they'll delineate, and they'll test men, and they'll do as little as possible. And I don't know if this is necessarily true, but hear me out. I'm talking about, this is kind of theoretical, but I mean, based upon what I've heard on these, on the internet and everything. So, like, women will do things like be promiscuous. They'll be overweight. They'll put on makeup, which is toxic to the skin. They'll use birth control, which makes them want more feminine men, more effeminate men, I should say. Women they'll get body augmentation, their breasts and whatnot. I mean, men would never do stuff like that, guys. So we need to recognize the dark aspect of what women are doing. Women will shit test men even when they're married to the man. They'll constantly, and this I think is actually a good thing, because it's constantly questioning, is this man so desperate that he needs a woman? Is he so desperate that he needs sex? And it's not about the sex per se. It's about, is this man strong enough to handle life situations? And one example of, and the way one way to see if a man is mentally tough enough to handle life is that he doesn't like hope and wish that his wife would love him, or that she would, she'll give him intimacy. Otherwise, she gets control of the relationship. And women are emotional, and you know what? They deserve to have their space to, go through their emotions and kind of be able to be feminine women, be playful, be sassy, be whatever girly might be the word. I think women should be able to stay in that space, not because and I'm not saying women shouldn't be educated and have a bank account and have, competence and the ability. I mean, as we're more stronger when we're able to be independent. And so what I'm saying is, it's better for couples to not rely on like their biological family and everything. They should be strong enough to be financially and emotionally on their own 2 feet. And so if the husband has a health issue and the woman needs to work for some time or take over the bills, she should be able to do that. But there still needs to be, I think, a healthy separation between the genders, at least till the ages of, past 21, or maybe at least till high school. And stuff like trying to have co-ed schooling and have like stuff like allow young women into the Boy Scouts. It's interfering with the process of men and young men being able to trust one another, because all it does when women are introduced to situations, especially when there's younger men around, is there just ends up being this competitive element or this sexual tension of, oh, does he like me, does she like me, and then who's, which guys are, like which women, and which woman thinks that, which is the guys that's the most, appealing to her. And it turns into this primitive thing, this, and so we need to avoid this. We need to avoid this darkness and enter into the light of caring for each other and loving each other and being in the frequency of love. In order to be ready for marriage, you need to be in the vibration of love. And the way you do that is by being committed to yourself and your own values, and having boundaries, saying no to certain things and people. That's how we love ourselves and stay in the vibration of love. And especially as men, you don't need somebody else to do that for you. You don't need a woman to be in the frequency of love. And maybe women need a man to do that. I think that might be why women seem more concerned about getting men's attention. And this is not a bad thing. This is like, it's a playful, fun aspect of humanity, as long as we're conscious of it and men don't take advantage of and manipulate women because of it. But women need to take some responsibility too about some of these things. Another good example is Pearly Think Pearl. Let's open up her channel here. I was watching something recently of her, and let's see. And what she was hinting at was that women, let's see, women, like, they'll have these expectations of men. What I'm really trying to, here's what I'm really trying to say. I'm really trying to say that women will give sex right away in order to try to get the man attached. And the problem with that is that's like the man giving his resources to the woman. Uh, the woman's only leverage is sex, because it's the man who initiates the verbal interaction by actually saying something. Are you looking for a husband? Or, I'm interested in you. And it's the man who does that. And then it's the man who asks to proposes to marriage. The woman, it's not the woman's, that's not and people understand that. And it's not a feminine thing to do. And the thing is why would a woman want why wouldn't I'm saying, wouldn't a woman want a masculine man, is what I'm saying. So let me try to pull her up while I'm doing this. Try some breathing. 4 seconds in, then 7-second hold, and then 8 seconds breathe out. Let's see. Okay, let's see. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. But yeah, Pearl is another person I recommend studying. Okay. Like, here, let me show you guys here. So this lady, like, she has one, does virginity matter anymore? And it does matter to men. Men look at this. Let's just listen to this for a second.
What up, guys? Welcome to the Judge Perling's YouTube channel, and welcome to my whiteboard videos where I cover solutions to today's problems in society. Before I start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell. That way you're going to be notified of my daily videos. Like the video on your way in. Let's get started. So today, I wanted to talk about society's biggest problem ever. Now, I want to tell you guys, this problem is so big that it causes everything wrong with society. Okay, so I'm going to write this on the way. Non-virgin women cause all of the world's problems. Now, before you shoot the messenger, let me just explain to you why that
It would be nice to see her ass, although the thing is it's important too that women should only show off their bodies, I think, when they're married, because then it's a more playful thing, like we're just observing and celebrating her beauty, as opposed to potentially men thinking about trying to be with her, or she as a stripper thinking about potentially attracting men. No, it has to be a woman's bodies, but well, I heard she has a nice volleyball body, and that means a nice posterior, nice ass, legs, and a flatter chest, which I prefer, because I don't like I want a woman who's trim and No, because any woman who, even though the fat on their face or body, or breasts or buttocks may look attractive, it all sags and looks repulsive over time. And the last thing that any of us want is nobody finds older people attractive, and so we can make our bodies last a lot longer with the right strategies. But let's listen to what she has to say about this.
Different studies that show that when a woman sleeps around, she is less likely to stay married and be happily married. So essentially, when a woman, let's just put some guys here. So when a woman has sex with a bunch of dudes, what happens next is she can't really bond anymore. So one day she gets married and boom, she's sad married because she misses the guys over here. Some guy, maybe this one, was her favorite. She says, I'm stuck with Bob. I wish I had Chad. Now, the issue is, women used to just be unhappy and deal with it. But now we have a society where they say your happiness is so important. And even when she's in a marriage, these are like Timmy and Bobby right there. She says, I'm sad. I want to be happy. So she's actually given money to leave. So she gets child support, alimony, whatever. She says, I am going to leave my man. I don't care about my kids, all because I was a whore before and slept with these guys. And mind you guys, the data shows that the biggest drop in marital happiness is actually going from one guy to two men. A woman, there's different studies that it's slightly different, but overall, a woman that's a virgin on her wedding day has an 80% chance of a happy marriage. When it gets to two guys, it drops to 50%. Now,
Wow.
not only is this woman paid to take his money, she's also paid to falsely accuse him of abuse and take his kids away for life. She's there.
And by the way, that's actually happened in my experience. My legal biological mother she falsely accused my legal biological father when he took us away from her because he realized that she had mental health issues and she was gonna, in a way, she was trying to protect us from society, myself and my biological brother, because she saw that society was perverse. But the thing is she was going to kind of hide us away from. It's a messy situation. But the point is she, women, I think, eventually start to lose their mind if they are left alone and they're just left alone with their own thoughts and trying to operate by themselves. They need a man, and just like men need a woman, men need a sense of purpose. Men don't want a woman who's working, and men don't want to see. The thing that people need to be careful of is it's all about worshiping the woman's and her body. Men worshiping their wife's body, and so it should. But the problem in society right now, and the reason that there are certain underlying forces that are pushing the idea of men and women should both work, is because, simply speaking, they're trying to make it so people get accustomed to a higher standard of living, which it's not even necessarily a higher standard. You don't need a Mercedes over a Toyota or a huge house over a regular house. You don't need that. But society pushes this idea that you need that, and so then it makes it so women feel like they have to work, and then it messes up the dynamic of the woman being like the supportive cheerleader and the happy person for the husband to kind of be consoled by after his work day, and for dinner to be cooked. And you might say like, oh well, people can have other people make their dinner. No, dinner's actually a very personal thing, and it's something you do every day, so it should be done by the people that you care about the most. You know what I mean? This is not, this isn't something that can be substituted by a robot. And also child rearing. You should want your children to be reared by by the woman, by the mother. I think homeschooling makes sense, at least until the point where there can be gender separate schooling, which is makes them more focused on education and curriculum and sporting, as opposed to the people feeling consciously or unconsciously, the kids feeling that they have to start to be sexually and romantically involved, and people shouldn't be thinking about that at that young age. It's corrosive to the cultural narrative of that what it could be is a loving marriage. But let's get back to this here. Let's check this out again.
What does this lead to? So I want to list out a couple things that seem to be caused by single mother. The majority of the homeless are from single mother homes. The majority of criminals are from single mother homes. The majority of school shooters are from single mother homes. The majority of people with mental problems are from single mother homes. The majority of teen runaways are from single mother homes. And this is why we used to have institutions, social shame, and safeguards to protect women from ourselves. Because when the
So the thing is, what women don't realize is that, like, if she picks a man, and even if they don't even have a child, but if she picks a man, then she's no longer a virgin, then the next man she picks, the man will feel like he's her second choice, and the first man might want to hurt the second man. The first man might, her ex partner might want to hurt you if you're her current partner, stuff like that. And then even worse, if they have a child, then the woman's basically a slave to that man. Women would stop having children real fast if they realized that a woman is a slave to a man if she has a child with him, because no other man's going to want to raise that child, because that man can't discipline that child, number one. And number two, even if the man did like her and did like the child, it would be hard for him to get legal authority over them, and during the whole duration he'd still have to deal with the men. So it's like, let's keep this video going here. Here we go.
women are whores, it ruins society. Now they're saying 1 out of every 3 kids will be alienated from their father within the first 3 years of life. Now, mind you, when men raise children, it is not the same. They raise better kids. So we have 2 solutions. They always say, Pearl, what's your solutions? Well, today, baby, I'm going through them. 1, men should only marry virgins, or men automatically get custody. Because crazy women that leave marriages should not be rewarded. And we get rid of the money that pays women to leave and just tell them to work it out like the boss.
Yeah, and believe it or not, guys, the surprise, and I think I'm gonna, yeah, the shock. You know what the shock factor is that the court systems actually get financial kickbacks from making men pay child support. Like it's a as much as it would be nice if the justice system was legit, if it really was legit, they'd have shorter prison terms, and the bad people who are really bad would be humanely killed with lethal injection, and then the others rehabilitated faster, so it wouldn't be such a cost burden to house prisoners in society, number one. And number two, what am I talking? Where are we going? Where are we going here? Number two, in terms of prison. Oh yeah, the justice system. Number two, the problem is that the justice system is often based upon, attorneys making money off of people's suffering. So there should be laws that are more severe, that make it so it's harder for people to, or less likely for people to commit whatever crimes are being committed. And that way we don't need so much as to all the mess of like attorneys. And here's another thing, guys, is another point that another one of my talking points is that the government should not condone and what's the word? Not justify, but sanctify. The government should not sanctify marriages unless it's probably going to work out. Like they should do psychological evaluations and lie detectors to see if the people really love each other. Because a legal marriage, and by the way, people are like, the idea of marriage, is it such a good idea? It's like it's like the reason it's a good idea is not necessarily it's because of it's a legal and societal thing. It's because the person who decide you transform yourself into, and the person you choose, how much more selective you're going to choose someone if you're going to marry them. Okay, it's it is you become much more selective. And so let's finish off this video here.
Bitch you are. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know your solutions for society. Like the video on your way out. Subscribe to the channel. I'll talk.
All right, let's see what the comments are. So, single mother home, awful. You summed up life in 3 minutes and 41 seconds. That's true. Pearl really nailed it here. Make virginity great again. Yeah, I mean, men should be honest with themselves and, not pretend. Just say, yeah, I would prefer a virgin woman. Don't be afraid to be honest, guys. So, let's see. In 1969, the governor of California passed a no-fault divorce law. And then birth control pill was introduced. Serious consequences. And then here's the big part, guys, about the dark psychology. It was thought that women were more naturally moral and wholesome, but now seen that it was a calculated behavior that came from necessity. So in other words, women by default are not wholesome, and maybe men aren't either. Maybe we both have conscious work to do. However, there's a reason people waited for marriage to have sex. You bond with that one person and raise a stable family, which leads to a stable society. Right. It was... If children belonged to the father, he would be more careful about creating them. That's interesting. Look at this. Pearl, they say, great, they're impressed. Even men don't have the guts to say this anymore. Exactly. Most men are just trying to go out there and seduce women, and they don't even care about world peace or anything. And so that's just seeking pleasure. That's the same thing as this whole seeking pleasure. It's the same thing as trying to find a drug. Oh, and here's a little summary of the video. So the solutions are: ban alimony, ban child support for children born out of wedlock. If co-parenting, 50-50 custody, no child support is granted. In other words, women should work since they're having the child half the time. And then to avoid false accusations, women should serve the same sentence, the same punishment if she falsely accuses man of sexual deviance. This is a smart one. I'm going to copy this one. And then we need a database for women who've falsely accused men so we can publicly shame them. Wow, and make an example of it. So more women will take the laws seriously. Hey, see, that's smart. That is smart. And then somebody comments, this is an epiphany, and it's a modern day, and it's mind bending. It's easy to understand. The only problem is that it's already too late for the majority of young women who've given up the most valuable thing they once possessed that made them marriage material, their purity. Yeah. And I wonder if it's too late to get the world an even younger group of women who are just now experiencing the pressure from their friends to lose their virginity as if it was something disdained. Let me, and here's another huge aspect of dark woman psychology, guys. You ready for this? So what it is women destroy each other, and the way they do it is mothers allowing their daughters to, hey, you go girl, go be promiscuous, and the reason mothers do that is because they are jealous of their daughters, and their daughters are getting attention from all men, including men their mother's age, and so the mothers just say F it, and then just let their daughters be, promiscuous, and that devalues their daughters. And the same goes with peers. They encourage their fellow women to lose their virginity so that they don't feel like so that they feel that they're all in the same boat, that they still have the same limitation. And this isn't about men and women losing their virginity, or about women versus men. It's like men shouldn't lose their virginity either, because in order for all women to not lose their virginity, guess what? All men can't lose theirs either. And to compound that, men who are supposedly, they say they're like alpha males. Let me pull this guy up. This guy is his name is let's see, the Fresh and Fit guy. So what he talks about, the Myron's like the intellectual backbone of the show, Fresh and Fit. I'm about to show you guys with the camera here, but what I'm trying to say is that to paraphrase, he will say, he's trying to be an alpha male, try to be wealthy, strong, and physically, just create himself as an alpha in women's eyes, and so what he does is he says that, when I'm ready for marriage, I'm gonna want to go to a foreign country and find a virgin woman. And yet right now what he's doing is he's continuing to perpetuate the culture of treating women like objects and just having intimacy with them. But the mistake of that is he's creating the culture of him going to a foreign country and getting a virgin. The reason it's like that is because the men actually respect their women and they protect their daughters. And so if he likes that, if he wants that virgin woman, then he should want to perpetuate that certain culture. And so, let's see, where do I go with that? So let me try to pull him up. Take a deep breath, relax. In fact, I'll be back in a moment using the restroom. So do a few cycles of 4 seconds breathing in, holding for 8 seconds, and breathing out for 7 seconds. Try that, and I'll be right back. And I'll get some music playing while we're... Okay. So I'll be right back, guys. Just do your breathing, please. All right. Oh, yeah. Awesome. You guys were patient with me. That was generous of you to stay on input. We're going to keep the show going here. So now I want to take a look into the fresh and fit world. And, okay, let's see. Let's see. What would be a good one? Let's see. Let's go check out a Myron rant. Wait a second. This looks interesting. Okay, let's. Before we go into a Myron rant, I want to look at this. This looks like this just caught my attention because let's check this out, guys. It's talking about the end of Fresh and Fit, and I don't like these guys because they prey upon women and they act like they are loving, but they're not. They act like they want marriage, but they really don't. So I want to see these guys, fail. So let's check this out. In fact, maybe I shouldn't want to see them fail. I should want to see them succeed, but succeed at being, together, happily married with wives, instead of making fun of women and choosing women that they don't respect to share their passion and go on quote unquote dates with. So let's check this out, though. I really want to see this. Let me crank up the volume here a little bit. Okay.
God fresh living. I'm hoping he thinking to himself, I can't do this no more. I'm hoping he thinking to himself, what did I get myself into?
Talk on them, boy. Talk on them.
This episode, I'm gonna go ahead and head out. I don't think I'm gonna do this no more.
Talk on them. Talk on them. Oh shit.
I told myself again.
Talk on the hater, boy.
Talk about these guys because, it's just not even worth it. We know where they stand.
All right, but for all the people in the chat, you guys better turn up with me. I'm about to flex on these guys, and then we'll listen to that. But we are about to flex, so if anyone's in the chat, you guys better pull up in the chat because we're about to flex on these adversaries. All right, let's do this. You guys ready for this, dude? You better be ready, boy. You better be ready, boy. Oh, dude, it's going down. You know, terrible twos in this bitch. We getting adversarial in this bitch. Question authority in this fucking bitch. Looking like we want to get that bitch. Looking like we want to fucking lick. Yeah, these haters ain't shit. They soon gon' quit. I'm about to drop bombs and make them want to spit. But I'm the only one spitting, blowing out this mic. I get money and I do it fucking dropping bombs tonight. Yeah, we dropping good night. Say to a yeah, they call me preacher man. Bitch, I'm blowing up big times, big popping like I'm in Afghanistan. Looking like I'm fucking straight up Mr. Make it happen, man. Yeah, Mr. Blow it out. Mr. Snow it out. Mr. Flow it out. Mr. Edgar Allan Poe it out. Bitch, I'm a fucking poet. They don't know it. I got the fucking broke haters storming, but I'm ignoring. I'm in my G5, higher, flyer in the high. Yeah, that's right. Oh, way up in the sky. I'm over the clouds. I'm hitting the sunrise. I'm a jet setter. I'm a fucking go-getter. And my bitch a bedwetter, but I'm gonna lick it up. I'm gonna suck it up. I'm gonna fuck it up. What the fuck they know about Mr. OG? I'm about to take a Rolls Royce and roll it out. Yeah, I'm dropping bombs on this shit. They can't stop it. I'm fucking constipating these haters and they kind of drop it. Take a shit on these haters like a shit. Yeah, they trying to fucking audit me. Bitch, listen to my philosophy. I'm fucking constantly. They're gonna get a stomach ache, motherfucking wrist break. Yeah, that's right, balling this bitch like a cheesecake. Yeah, I got that straight face. 100 ice on this plitch. Pulling up in that place. Make the haters wanna skate. Make the haters wanna clap. I'm clapping whenever time I see that fucking ass. I'm an assassin. I'm fucking capping. I'm fucking captain. I'm fucking Batman. I'm fucking Mr. Michael Jackson on the jack stand. I'm Mr. Ballin' in this bitch like a lack, man. Yeah, ballin' in that truck like I just pulled up. I'm about to throw some D's on this bitch. What the fuck is up? But I prefer my women flat chested because I like to hug them close. Yeah, but yeah, I like a woman who's flat chest because you don't want that stuff to sag and it just dead weight. You know, you want a woman who is more athletic and you want it to be about her vulva, not her breasts. The breasts are for children. All right, so thank you for, dude. You guys, I fucking dropped so hard on that. We got fucking. You guys are not actually watching, because if you were watching, you'd be fucking commenting in this bitch, dude. I'm fucking dropping strong in this bitch, looking like I'm gone in this shit. They gone in it. Bang a gong in it. Then I'm gone, bitch. I ain't frontin', I'm blowing up harder than the motherfucking bustin'. Yeah, boy. Alright, so let's go see what I really want to see this. Though this will be the end of Fresh and Fit. Let's go check this out. What he's talking about. Okay, so
we know what their message is, and we know that they're not gonna stop. Well, they will, but it's not gonna be on their own accord. So I told myself again I wasn't gonna talk about them no more. But one of my
talk on the hater, boy. Talk on
he
these.
sent me this clip and said that it would be interesting to see my point of view on it. So here we are. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show y'all something that angered me, for one. But so y'all bear with me as I get through this. And number two, towards the end of the video, there's gonna be some profanity. I bleeped out most of it, but I left a portion of it uncensored because I just want you to see
Fuck a flex up on the hater, boy.
of what this man says. I don't want to leave anything to your imagination. I want you to hear it exactly how he said it. No editing, no playing around. You know, it's exactly from the horse's mouth, unedited. So just keep that in mind. I know, like I said, I try to keep the profanity and all the crazy talk to a minimum on my channel now. So I always do that. But just be aware, if you don't like cussing, there's gonna be like 3 strong cuss words toward the end of the video. So without further ado, let's go and get into this.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Okay, thanks. So I want to first start off by saying a Bible verse that I think represents y'all's podcast the most.
Oh shit. Oh, look at, dude, did you see, did you see his face? It was like, oh shit. Niggas know it's going down. Look at his face, like, why don't you guys see his face, like, right here?
Let's go and get into this.
Watch this.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Okay, thanks. So I want to first start off by saying a Bible verse that I think represents y'all's podcast the most. So
Oh, you guys can't tell me. Oh my god. Okay, here we go.
sorry. Okay, so it says, for a time is coming when people will no longer listen to sound and wholesome teaching. They will follow their own desires and will look for teachers who will teach them whatever their itching ears want to hear. They will reject the truth and chase after myths.
I just want to show y'all that Bible verse
Oh shit, here we go, boy.
so that y'all can see it for yourself.
And let me say something. Hold on. Let me just, I have to say something. So the thing is, guys, is this whole reliance on, like, even if the Bible was really written by like a higher power and inspired prophets, or a Jesus hero was on earth and all these people were on earth 2,000 some years ago, and they wrote all this stuff, we should still not only rely on that exclusively to back up our position and our opinions of premarital intimacy is unloving, and people only have sex with each other because they care more about sex than marriage, and it means they don't respect each other, and that's why they do that. And it's just like prostitution. The only thing is there may not be that kind of exchange with the money, but it's still not true love, and it's still not truth. And so, let's keep. I really am looking forward to seeing this. So here we go.
Let me find it real quick.
So he's pulling up the Bible verse.
A lot of people say we're in the end times, and I believe it because it's definitely getting way out of hand.
Okay,
But I
come
just
on.
also want you to see why it's important for channels like mine.
So mine's a teacher, but all
I think
the
Chris is a
guys
teacher.
that watch y'all and everything and
Because you said I'm a teacher, and I said, well, technically only Chris is the teacher here. What's your question? Go ahead.
I get what you're saying, though.
Do you think that God made it so that men can be lustful and promiscuous, but women can't?
She went off the Bible.
I see what she's going with this, and obviously not.
Okay, so this is an interesting one. They're asking the call-in lady is asking, does she think that quote unquote God, or let's call it the universe or the biological nature, made it so that men are lustful and seek premarital intimacy and women do not? I think that if they're immature, they both seek it. And it's been proven because when women have birth control and have the choice that they can get divorced and whatever it is, then they're just as promiscuous as men, if not more. And the irony is, women are actually have a less of a sex drive. They have less testosterone, which is what makes people want to like, you know, let's sexy, let's have sex type of, you know, energy. But here, let's this is gonna be good.
I want Myron to answer that.
Ooh.
He's not Christian.
Well, Islam says the same thing, so.
She tried to qualify Myron. You can have multiple wives, so. What are you trying to say here?
Also says that he has to ask his first wife for permission to get another wife, so.
Okay, but he can though.
Well, can Myron speak? Well, Myron says women weren't meant to be promiscuous, so that's why I'm asking this.
I never said that.
And he says men and women aren't the same. He says that all the time.
Yes. So, what is your issue? Your issue is that men can be promiscuous and women
See,
can't.
see that he's trying to play word games. He's like, "Oh, I never said that," and then he's like, "Yes, I did say that." Did you notice that?
What your issue is? Is that what your question is?
Well, my issue is, well, my logic is neither can, but you make it seem as though men can, but women can't. And my logic is neither one can, but you make it seem as though it's okay for men to be promiscuous and sleep with women out in, even in marriage, or if, you know, they have a boyfriend or a girlfriend.
Promiscuity does not have the same level of negative impact on a male psyche as it does on a female psyche. Period.
So even though that I think that's true, quote unquote, maybe it's not true, because even though men can you know have premarital intimacy and then forget it, the woman, it's still using up his time, it's still using up his passion, it's still burning up his life energy. And, you know, in a perfect world, a married couple, they don't waste that life energy because they both have the same values. And then the man gives his energy to the woman, she uses it to teach the children, and then she uses it to be his cheerleader, and she sends that energy back to him, and it's just this cycle, you know what I mean? So, but getting back to the video.
And this is nothing new. They parrot this pretty much on every show I've ever seen. It's all about just a man being able to have as much sex as he wants. At the end of the day, that's what this channel, when you boil it all down to the nuts and bolts of their channel, it seems like they spend a lot of time just telling men, teaching men that it's okay to have as much sex as they want. And as a matter of,
They're teaching men to try to be the richest, you know, most powerful man, and in order to get the most women. And it's almost like doing that is just saying that you're not even worthy of one woman, or you're trying to always prove that you're worthy of. But all you need is one woman, you guys. So here, check this out.
in fact, they should be having as much sex as they can. That's what it's all about. Even their investment advice. It's all about, I gotta teach men how to make money, because if they get their cash up, they can have more sex. Sex
And
is not the most important.
you know the irony is that you actually don't get more sex, because the only way you get more sex is by marrying someone and then having to be with them every day. and then intimacy, and you know, it's like, why would these guys think they're like making a move here? They're making like a smart move, being alpha male and seducing a bunch of women, but all they're doing is, being sleeping with women who are with perhaps other alpha males or whatever it is. All that matters is, the point is it's not the culture that manifests what they truly want, which every man usually wants, is a virgin woman. But you have to be all virgin men in order to achieve that. Okay, continuing on.
In this world, y'all, the Bible tells us to flee sexual immorality.
Okay, so
these people they promote it.
So he's going off of that. Let's get back into the next part.
You can't stand the weather in hell. I just want y'all to understand.
And by the way, the hell argument is not necessary, because it creates a hell on earth. It creates suffering, and immediate direct suffering when you waste your energy on women you don't care about. You learn to not respect yourself. And it's like your desires for an orgasm, a single one-off orgasm is making it more important than you giving your passion and sexual passion and money to a woman you really care about, and she perpetuating that into raising your kids and being your cheerleader.
Well, we're gonna go ahead and continue.
Well, I understand what you're saying.
Like, yo, what the fuck, bro? Yo, how old are you?
You said it said a man
Wait. How old are you?
lustful and
How old are you?
prefer to see.
Wait, stop. Wait. You what?
27.
Okay, cool.
27.
Oh, it's good. All right, so what do you have to say to that then?
Oh, what did you say?
I said, what do you have to say to my statement about the promiscuity affecting men differently than women?
Well, I don't think it affects them differently because sin is genderless, so
It's what?
I think it's still
Sin is genderless.
That was a smart
Okay, but
point.
we're not talking about religion right now, right? Or if you want to bring it back to religion, you could have this talk with Preston. But I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about just straight biology here, how it will work.
So the thing is he's saying that he's not Christian, but that's a way of escaping he's changing the subject. He could easily respond and give his opinions on it, but he's saying that because he's not of a religion that he can't give his opinions on a subject matter, and he has to be quote unquote. See, he's only looking at it from a scientific lens that, like, if a man can be alpha and F a bunch of women and then get a virgin woman, that he should. But all that's doing is making it so other men can't get a virgin woman, and it's making his life more. It's just unsustainable, because it's unloving. You can't be in a love frequency and seduce someone.
Works, etc. I'm not talking about religion. Religion reaffirms what I'm saying a lot of the times, but what I'm saying is that.
Hey, Imagine, thank you for the comment. This is the fucking most serious stuff you could imagine. And if you hadn't seen Imagine, then first also pull up a tab in this video. The Pearl talking about non-virgin women cause all the world's problems, and of course it ties into men's behavior too. But it's a good clickbait title to look into. So, but back into this. Let's get into this.
Does not affect men the same way it affects women. For example, if a man has 100 bodies versus a woman has 100 bodies, are they the same?
Let me ask this real quick. Let me say this real quick. And this goes to the men out there that think like this. The goal should not be to have as much sex as you possibly can.
Again, the most sex you'll ever have is in a committed relationship. Why would you want to be with multiple women who are with multiple other men? Obviously, why wouldn't you just want to be with one woman and worship her, celebrate her vulva?
Well, that's not the prize at the end of your life or the end of your hard work. That's not what you should work for. We know sex is easy. They give that away in this world. You know what I'm saying? With very little effort. It don't take much to get it if that's what you want. It's a lot of different ways to find it. But it comes with a lot, y'all. It comes with STDs. I've told stories of men getting ready to actually engage in the act of sex, and for whatever reason, maybe it had to be God. God tells this woman to come clean. The woman come clean and tell the man, hey, I just want to let you know that I have herpes.
Ooh.
They just about to get into the act.
Ooh. All right, we deserve some. Let's get. By the way, if you guys haven't looked, if you go to my channel, you're gonna find a bunch of great. Go to this playlist, the Ride playlist. So you're gonna get some rap and hype hip hop. But that was so good, dude. We need to have a celebratory song for that one. Hey, okay. All right. All right. Oh. Hey, look at this guy. Oh, this guy. He at the gas dealership. He pulling that gas. He dropping up the Lambo. He doing it fucking fast. It's made in Italy. I'm living literally. In a fucking Sin City. I got the lights, camera, action, and showing. Got the money blowing. Got the lights on, and I got the freaking fire on. Fire flame spitting out the back of the fucking exhaust. I'm in Las Vegas like it's champagne. Yeah, I got the X on the shirts. I got the bitch on my vert. I got my whips coming in first place. Yeah, we going in like Elon Musk into space. We dropping X on this bitch. Bitch, I'm a flex on this bitch. Bitch, I'm a sex on this bitch. Imagine me dropping fire like I'm fucking like my haters' tires flat in this shit. Yeah, that's a Lamborghini Murcielago. The fucking doors go up and the trunk got cargo. Yeah, bitch, we in that 90210 barcode. Yeah, we dropping bombs on the barfos. They getting drunk and they getting wasted because they don't want to see life clearly. Bitch, get out of my way. I'm gonna face it. I'm on the game side. I'm on the game field and you just complacent. You on the sidelines throwing mad faces. I'm on the fucking field throwing big faces. Yeah, we get the flexing and we taking the haters to the dumpster, throw out the trash and get up on a monster. Bitch, I got V12 in the trunk, fucking going bonkers. Dropping 200 miles on the dash, we get on them. Yeah, boy, this the fucking new army. Whipping with the philosophy. Ooh, yeah, we turning up, man. We gassed up, bitch, flexing. Yeah, imagine, thank you. All right, so yeah, we're getting it, dude. We're getting it. Imagine we're fuck it, dude. It's just you and me, or I don't know who. There's like 2 other people supposedly watching. Maybe they just have their screen fucking, on and they went to sleep. But fuck it, dude. We're on point, dude. We got tabs up in this bitch. We got tabs open, nigga.
She dropped the bombshell on them. A lot of men that are super weak.
Georgie boy, it's good to hear from you, man. You fucker. Fucking. Wait. Wait. Imagine. He's not talking about my music, is he? Because I'm about to fucking, expound on that. Imagine. I think he's flexing, dude. You think he's flexing? All right. We want to flex, dude? Let's flex, dude. All right, Georgie boy. Let's flex, dude. Yeah, bitch. Yeah, George. All right, George. You want to hit, nigga? We out here, boy.
Little P warmed up.
Little George, you getting angry on the fucking chat. Yeah. Georgie trying to fucking suck on the wife's tit and milk that ass. He trying to suck it fast. He trying to get his fucking baby ass out of bed and get fucking rhythm. But he ain't know he got a diaper changed in the system. Yeah, George, get it changed. And then we're gonna teach you all your ABCs and how to run the motherfucking game because I've been doing it since you ever thought you was the same. But you looking in the mirror and hating yourself like you're fucking weird. But I'm fucking whack. Talking about my music trash, you the trash, bit. All we doing is getting cash, bit. All your paper is coming out in faxes. All my paper is coming out of the ATM on going all the way through these Cartier glasses. Bitch, I'm fucking pump fake and pump fasting. Yeah. Hey, imagine we about to destroy Georgie Boy. Georgie Boy getting diaper changed in this bitch. Yeah, we about to make it rain. I got game in this bitch. I got pain in this bitch. I got flame in this bitch. I got aim in this bitch. Yeah. Aim. We fire flame, bit. Popping up the brains, bit. Got that fucking cane, bit. Yeah, I told her I fucking came, bit. Georgie just dropped off. We got 2 viewers in this bitch. Bitch, I put my rocks off. He just dropped the fucking like on the drop down, but I give a fuck, bitch. I'm fucking getting gone now. Yeah. Whipping on that hard now. Bitch, we call it fucking Kung Pao. Motherfucker, what now? Maybe he should stop viewing and get his brain into a mental contusion. I'm about to blow his face off this fucking illusion. Yeah. Yeah, bitch. Fucking flexing this shit. I'm dropping bars and I'm fucking going through bars and I'm fucking breaking the bars down. I'm going too hard. Fucking all this haters, bitch. I do it fucking hard. Bitch, I hit straight a motherfucker retard. Yeah, boy. Georgie Boy sleeping. Motherfucking money and we mean it. Money out cash, bitch. I just got fucking sacked. I just went to Saks, bitch. I dropped the fucking on the cash, bitch. All fat shit. Yeah, boy. Imagine talk on these, dude. Talk on these, nigga, boy. Imagine that shit. Yeah. Yeah, me and Imagine we hitting this fucking beat and we fast in it. Spinning DJ like a badminton. Yeah, fucking whacking it. Fucking champion in it. Don't maybe put a 30 clip on this bitch, motherfucking hood rich. Yeah, I bought lasers and I fucking put that place in it. Blowing up the space in it. Going to the gun shop and we loaded K's in it. Yeah, boy. 8. Z06. 8. Off the lot in this bitch. We ain't getting caught in this bitch. Georgie Boy going dot in this bitch. Dude, we fucking made him go off, dude. Nigga, you know you go hard if you make a internet hater go off, boy. Like off the watch screen, dude. You know we out here, boy. Fuck it, dude. We out here, dude. I'm fucking on now, nigga. These niggas just turned the nigga on, boy. Fuck yeah, boy. Alright. Alright, let's get back to the fucking video, dude. We going now it's fucking dude, George fucking got fucking he got fucking ran down, dude. He's not even here anymore. Dude, he's like on the internet and now he's not even here. Mommy had to tuck him in, go Betty buy his diaper change in this bitch, dude. We fucking getting money, boy. Alright.
Well, hey, they'll say, oh, I can just use a condom and I won't catch it. Or are you having an outbreak right now? Because if you're not having an outbreak right now, then you can't pass it.
Yeah, and okay, so the whole title, I'll get right back to this, but the whole title of this video is Dark Psychology of Women. The dark psychology of men is actually very simple. It's as a man, if you're not masturbating, if you're not using. In fact, let me pull up the recommended toy. It's called a Doc Johnson. Let me just bring it up here. It's this one. In fact, this specific one I think is, I've tried out multiple when they cost like $100 each. You can get them online probably for 50, but But this fucking right here, you guys, this is what you need. And you need to use coconut oil because everything else is petrochemical toxins that will fucking fuck your system up. But guys, right here, okay, this is what you need. All you got to do is buy one. And if you have money, try to get some of the others. Now you might initially feel it's a stroker, right? You hold it and you jerk off, but the thing is, it might feel heavy at first, but trust me, this is the one, guys. And you can see there's different ones, so maybe if you got money, fucking buy some experiment. But where are we here? What was I getting at? I don't know what I was exactly aiming for, but let's get back into this.
What a lot of stupid men do all day.
Oh yeah. That's what I was saying. So men, it's very simple, guys. All men have to do is masturbate regularly, daily, and it'll help them manage their desires, so they won't want to have sex with a woman who's either not their wife, that they don't love her, they don't respect her, or maybe fucking like this guy's saying, they fucking have an STD, or they just have a bad past, and they bring drama and like bad ex-partners into you. So this is
Every day, some of them do it and they have girlfriends and they got these side chicks and they out here hitting girls on the side, and the side girl or somebody that's met on a one night stand, they'll light them up. And then they carry that junk back home to their girlfriend.
wow.
The goal should not to be, you don't work hard for the privilege, quote unquote privilege, to potentially expose yourself to diseases.
Okay, let's get back into
I
it.
have no 100 bodies in marriages. Come on, man.
Well, I don't like how you say that it's in a man's nature because it makes it seem as though that's how God intended it, which clearly he didn't intend it that way.
Okay, look, you want to use religion? What was it, King Solomon or whatever his name is?
Before he says that, let me say this. It's not natural for a man to just want to cheat on his wife. It's natural for human beings' flesh to sin, to want to sin. That's why it's important to put on the full armor of Christ.
And he's got
Because God said,
he's got the right direction. Like obviously, people trust religious people more because they know that the person's less likely to want to seduce them or want to seduce their sisters or their daughters. But the thing is okay. The thing is let's just keep this video going.
that you will not be tempted without him giving you a way to get.
Okay, here's the thing. Well, I don't get personally. From my understanding, it's some people, men, maybe they have too much testosterone, maybe their genetics are a little different, but I've noticed that at least some men feel like they need to have other wives. Me, I'm more than happy with just one wife. I can't imagine why one woman is not sufficiently attractive to men, and I think part of it is because of my regular self-intimacy that's allowed me to sort of activate or modify my DNA or my consciousness or whatever, however you want to describe it. But I've like I would never want to have more than one woman. You know what I mean? But let's get back into this.
Out of the temptation. We are not good enough to do, we ain't good enough as human beings to do this world, to do this life, to live this existence without God. We will always screw it up because of our flesh.
All right, come on.
That's why it's different. Sex affects women differently. I don't know why you want to sit here and try to argue with me about this. It absolutely affects them differently. It's not the same. I can have.
Another thing is this, y'all. They love to say, oh, women have to care about the man if they gonna have sex. Listen, man, there's women out here that can have sex and don't care nothing about the man. There's women that have sex because men have money and they don't care nothing about the man emotionally. As soon as the money go away, guess what they do?
Yeah.
They go away. Just like there's men that have sex with women and they get attached and fall in love and then they go crazy and then they be around here ready to do something to the woman because
Right.
the woman don't want them.
Thank you, Imagine. I'm glad that you're
That's all you want to and you know you
I'm
are.
glad that you're getting into this, Imagine. By the way, if you'd like to, Imagine, if you want to tell me a little bit about you so I can know, are you, I'm guessing you're a guy, but of what age and where are you located? I myself, I'm 33 years old and I'm out of Honolulu, Hawaii, and I do handyman work. But tell me if you want to. Otherwise, anonymity can also have its benefits and just help us focus on this. But if you want to, you know what I mean?
Sit up here and act like sex don't affect men, and it does. It do.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, if you a dog and you don't have no feelings for nobody, you just a straight up savage and you out here trying to run your body count up, then yeah, you can go out there and sleep with a bunch of women and don't care, don't have no feelings about it, but it still affect your life. For one, a high quality woman that has self-respect and self-love.
Ooh, talk to him.
Don't want no man that's out here sleeping with any and everything. The same way y'all love it.
So that's what we're talking about. And guess what? If a guy's trying to pursue all these random women who are willing to put sex in front of more important than love and marriage, then guess what? He's neglecting his wife. Oh, that's funny. What a coincidence! Imagine. So you're from Florida. Do you know the Fresh and Fit? Have you never seen them? They're out of Florida. Okay, let's keep going.
To tell women, oh, if you sleep with a bunch of men ain't gonna want you. There's women, good women, the ones that men need to be going after, don't want no man that's around here laying up with everything he come across. There are some women, they want to know, let me see who you used to deal with before you met me. And if they got somebody that even look like they might be shaky, I can't get with you based on who you used to deal with. It's out there, y'all. Men don't just have their way the way these guys love to make it seem. They frame it like that because men sleeping around with a bunch of women. Just
Have 500, right? Whatever bodies, right? This nigga said, oh, it says I don't have it. Whatever. Let's say I have 100.
Okay, I got you. Imagine.
Right? I can still find a woman, get married, and have a happy marriage. But if I take a chick that has 100 bodies, she ain't having no happy marriage, bro. At all. It's done. She's fried. It's not the same at all. Me having a high body count, women having a high body count are nowhere near the same. I know you don't like that, but men and women are not the same. Period. And I know you don't like the way I say things, but it's the truth.
This calls arguing religion, your argument a worldly view, and it will never match. But also as well,
But even though she's arguing religion even reaffirms what I say. Like, promiscuous women have never been respected in any religion. Promiscuous women have never been respected in any religion.
You did bring up King Solomon. God spoke against him and also said that he sinned. So I know you want to pick and choose the Bible
no,
verses and
you're
all
missing
that,
the whole
but
point. It's an imaged nature
take the whole
to
story.
You're missing the point. Yeah.
So the foundation is King Solomon, even though he was God's chosen, still sinned because it was.
So just so you guys know, like, see this guy right here? I mean, this guy, they're both pretty smart, but this guy's really, it's just really this guy's show. He's the one who kind of is the architect of the main arguments. This guy kind of backs it up and stuff, but the thing about him is he'll say stuff like, when people ask, "Are you, you know, having sex with women?" and then he'll say, "No, I'm a man of God," and so he's using what would be considered the Lord's name in vain, or really what he's saying is he's being deceptive. He's a liar, because even if God isn't real, or the Bible's not real, or whatever, he's still being deceptive and promiscuous and engaging in unloving and socially dehumanizing behavior.
And how about the woman?
So what are you trying to say? You're trying to conflate male promiscuity and female promiscuity, and I'm saying it's not the same at all. They're not the same, bro. A chick that's a hoe will never be respected, period. A man that's promiscuous will be respected, period. That's what it is.
In God's eyes, it's the same. By worldly standards, maybe it's different. It's always a stigma attached to a woman that sleep around. But in God's eyes, it's the same. The Bible says, we said, argue with the scripture that she's bringing up. So what do? They figure out a way to discredit the person that's saying the scripture. It's always, they do that to me on my channel. I can bring up, I can make a video.
So here's the thing, like I'm trying to say, guys, it's actually not about whether, some Bible or scripture or God's accurate. Really, at the end of the day, it's about what you prefer as a human being. It's not about what you believe, it's what you prefer. Now, I prefer a society where men and women respect each other, and they care about, thank you, Imagine, and they care about who they care about who they care about who, that everyone respects each other's future spouse and doesn't seduce each other, but instead wants each other to have a great loving marriage. Okay, let's get into this here. Continuing.
I got all kind of scripture in this video, right? What they'll do is try to find a way to discredit me as if I'm not qualified to show you in the Bible where it says that you shouldn't do what they're promoting on this channel. That's what I'm saying. The word, the Holy Bible, you can't argue with it, y'all. That's why we should be living our lives the way the Bible says. Period.
That was easy.
You sinner. You sinner.
Fatality.
That was easy.
You have anything else you want to say?
No.
Not really, I guess that was my only question.
All jokes aside, though, caller, I get what you're trying to say. And also, you're pointing the finger at men, but just to be real, Adam and Eve, for Genesis, so to speak, who caused sin to happen? It was Eve. So ultimately, you're saying.
Oh God. See, these religious, all this stuff, it doesn't really mean anything. All that matters is what people actually prefer and being conscious and respectful of each other.
So only talking about men and women in real life.
That's something else they love to say, y'all. But what we're gonna do today is we're gonna dive into that in a little bit of more detail. Because listen, the Bible says that
It's separate.
Yeah. But a promiscuous woman is nowhere near the same as a promiscuous man. You're crazy if you think it is. Yeah.
I never said that.
You tried to
I'm
conflate.
saying that you're allowing these men to think that they can be sexually promiscuous because they're men.
Yeah, they absolutely can be and still be able to find a woman at the end of the road, but it doesn't work the other way around. Yes, men can be promiscuous. And I would argue that they should be promiscuous if they've worked really hard to build themselves up to the point where they can have sexual abundance. They should be that. Like men.
again, this man ain't shy about what he believes. This is what he been doing. This is how I found out about him. This kind of message is what I saw him preaching from the first time I ever saw a clip of Fresh.
And I like that. I like what he just said there, that the guy's preaching it.
He ain't changed now time. He ain't said nothing different. It's always been a man work hard.
And you know what's funny is if you really think about it, like if he really wants a virgin woman from a society where the father takes care of their daughters, why would that woman and why would that father ever want her to be with a guy like this? You know what I mean? This guy's totally deviant and unloving, and he needs to learn the ways of love.
He should be able to have sexual abundance and sleep with as many women as he wants. You don't matter if he got a wife and she looking at him.
Yeah, right. Imagine.
Your wife and your children, the stability that they have, so that you can go out and sow your royal oats like you some king, and you got the your rights to the lay of the land and all this and that. Man, listen. I'm gonna show y'all some more scripture. I'm just gonna let scripture speak for me. I ain't got time for this. First,
I like, why is it that women should have to be able to demand standards on men, right? I want 6 feet tall, this much money, etc. And they don't even earn that. Versus a man has to earn his status, he has to earn his money, he has to earn his abundance, and then we tell him, no, repress your sexuality, be disciplined what you do, don't do what you want to do. No, that the man busts up to get to a certain point. I'm not gonna have no tell me what I can and can't do. That's, I have to earn my value.
This is something else that
again, you work hard and you get money. You begin to feel like I'm valuable now because I work hard and I got money. Now, because you feel valuable, you believe that you can go out and sleep with women because that's what you want to do. What about the value of having a stable home for you, your wife, and your children?
Ooh.
Why is that not the goal? Why is it that the only way these men
feel valuable
can sleep with a bunch of women?
There you go. That's it. That's huge. That's huge.
It's kind of crazy, right? They disrespect women at every turn. They really act like they can't stand women. But it seems like the only time they feel good about themselves or feel like they have value is when they can sleep with a bunch of women.
Yeah, there you go.
They hate women, but the only way they begin to feel valuable is when they're able to get a lot of women. A double-minded man.
Yeah, because think about it. Why would you seduce a bunch of women that you liked? And he's right. They hate women. That's why they seduce them like that.
Is unstable in all his ways, y'all.
have written down too that you just said, because the Bible says that it's easier for.
What the Bible gotta say?
Oh, look at that! Look at how he's reacting to that. This guy is supposedly is a Christian.
That's what I was talking about when I said it was going to be some cussing. This man outright just said, F the Bible. The man right here, his co-host, claims to be a non-practicing Christian.
Whatever the fuck that means. Dude, non-practicing Christian, what a joke. Like, the reason I say that's a joke is because either be something or don't. Like, you look at the past. Who are the societies that really protected women and, wanted to, that recognized women's emotionality and that it's not easy to be a woman, and they wanted to kind of celebrate and help women get married and make sure that they're treated with respect. It's like, and that's the Orthodox, Christians and Muslims. And then you dilute that some, and then you have people who are like sort of Muslim and sort of Christian. But yeah, at least, like, this is a practice in authenticity. Like, at least he's being honest. Now look at him. You can see the the sense of dismay on his face, and now this guy's. So it's funny because it's like me, I'm reacting to this guy, reacting to them, and they're reacting to the caller. But this is how you get answers. You know, like people think that people might think that, oh, you know, why am I trying to figure all this out? Guys, this is world peace right here. If we can solve this problem that's coming up here, we can all the guys can work together. The 95% of good guys, we can work together, and then we can manage and perhaps, you know, kill some of the bad guys that are whoever are the 5% of the bad guys.
God's word is the most important thing to a Christian, besides the fact, you know, besides Jesus himself, God himself. God's word is the most important text in existence to a Christian. This man sat across from you and said, F your whole belief system.
All right.
No, y'all, you can't be a Christian and follow a man like this.
Right.
He letting you know, he done showed his hand.
Yeah.
He done let you know exactly where he stands.
Yeah.
He don't respect your God. He don't respect. You know, I'm gonna get some comments because I got them on the last video, bashing me after I showed y'all with scripture that these men are not the ones you need to follow. People still got in the comments and was hating on me, trying to pick at me and discredit me. Crazy.
Telling you promiscuity versus, like, I'm telling you what promiscuity is between men and women. You keep bringing it back to religion. I'm not here to have a religion debate with you. That's why when you were talking about the Bible, I'll let Fresh answer. You want to hear Myron's answer? This is Myron's answer. I don't give a fuck about your book. I'm period. All right? That's what it is. I'm telling you what it is between men and women, period. I don't give a fuck about what book you're trying to read to me right now. No.
Nah. Look at your boy Fresh. Not even he can ignore the fact that this man tripped. The Bible also says
Yeah, talk on these nigga boy.
that bad morals corrupt good character.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
If Fresh is a Christian, all right. What does it mean? What does it gain? What does it profit a man to gain the world and lose his soul?
Bingo.
Since you want to bring it to religion, no religion has ever respected female promiscuity. Period.
Y'all hear these people like giggling and snickering like little schoolgirls in the background? You think those people are stand-up people? Think those people are honorable people that, you know, should be respected and looked to for advice or, you know, deserve any type of following? They laughing and giggling. This man just said F the Bible. You might as well say F God. If you're gonna say F what God said, God's word, you're saying F God.
Yes, Nicole. I was just going to say that the Bible says that it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for someone who is rich to enter the kingdom of heaven. Because I find that rich people aren't humble and they're very prideful. And what you just said was, well, I'm rich and I'm successful and I've created this status, and so I don't have to listen to anybody. Well, that would be the reason why you wouldn't enter the kingdom of heaven, because you don't think you have to listen to anybody or any rules.
I will agree with you. When you're rich, you have a stubborn heart, and it's hardened by your actions of, arrogance. So you are correct there.
I think in that moment he was thinking about Myron, and he called that man stubborn and arrogant. He had that directed at Myron.
Wow.
Also, I would never say.
Another thing I want to mention here, guys, is that they're kind of making a thing it about rich people. Rich people are can be, good. They it's just a question of how you use your power. Like, some people find a sense of envy towards rich people, or maybe if somebody's attractive, but it's all about how you use your resources. If you're and by the way, a person's health and their body is a resource. It's They can use it to either do destructive things and unloving things, or they can be a rich, happy couple and have some children, and then we can celebrate that. Even if we don't have what they have, we can celebrate. Oh, they're rich. They have good genetics, DNA. They can live in a nice house together and have a safe place for their kids. Great. And guess what? If you believe in reincarnation, then for all possibilities, you might reincarnate into as the great grandchildren of this family, of this stable and loving and also genetically, advantageous family. So
Hey, at the Quran, Myron. So, I'm not gonna lie.
That's the most I ever seen this man speak up against something wild Myron said.
ooh.
So I'm grateful for that little bit. Right? I have never seen a clip. It could happen, it probably has happened before, but I'm just saying, we never seen a clip go viral. Ain't nobody ever seen me a clip of Fresh checking Myron for something wild that he said.
Yeah.
Fresh is known as being the yes man.
Yeah.
Myron say what he want to say, do what he want to do, cuss who he want to cuss out, and he always the one just sitting there. As a matter of fact, a lot of people say if Fresh was to lead the podcast, Fresh and Fit still gonna keep on rolling, because Myron is the one that
He's narrating it.
So I guess kudos to Fresh for saying something, but we already know it's not. He need to get away from that man. And him just saying, "Hey, I would never say F with the run," that ain't enough. We need to get away from this guy.
That's not well. Well, I mean, I literally fucked about it. I'm mad at what this chick is trying to say and she kept bringing it to the Bible. Religion. Yeah. There you go. My bad, Chad. My bad, Chad. I didn't mean to quote the Bible. I quote the Bible. I meant as I'm what the Bible as, and in the context of this conversation, you keep bringing it up. Yeah. She keeps running back to that. That's what I meant it as. Yeah, caller. We're not talking about religion on the podcast. It's more of I want to say world semantics, and just to me this.
Like, these guys are stumbling on themselves. Now they're trying to recover from that. The reality is that's how their actions speak louder than their words. You guys have to realize this about people. Even when people say they're Christian, don't trust them. They might seduce your daughter. They might seduce your sister. You have to see how people operate. Do they avoid premarital intimacy? Are they respectful of people? Or are they trying to seduce people? If they were given power, and this is an interesting one, if they were given the power or some money, would they misuse it? That's, okay.
Include it here. Myron's not going to follow the Bible. So you bringing up these points is kind of pointless. Which is why I'm responding to you.
Well,
so you understand.
I brought it up because most of his, I would assume most of the people that watch him are Christian, so.
Well, I don't know the actual number for religion, but it's worldwide.
Bro,
so
this isn't a religion.
If you are a Christian and you watch them, you need to stop. These people are corrupt. These people are they're gonna cause you to fall.
Podcasts.
Yeah.
Me and Fresh are not practicing.
And by the way,
religion.
you might think that watching stuff like this, or for that matter, watching the news or whatever it is, you might think that it's without consequence, that you can watch stuff and do stuff and hang out with random people who talk about stupid stuff or complain or gossip. You might think it's meaningless that you do that and it can't really hurt you, but the reason it does hurt you is because if you're listening to the negative news or people like this, it's it's having that stuff in your brain, and it's even if you just see it as for comic value, it's still in your brain, and it's still occupying space in your brain. Just like if you have a success, like you have a great day at work, you think about it in your brain, and it keeps you going. That's the same as the negative things, that you'll think about it in your brain, it'll make you feel down. If somebody's rude, you'll think about it again. So what we expose ourselves to, it kind of repeats itself and generates and attracts, it magnetizes, law of attraction, quote unquote. That's all stuff that's happening. And if you're listening to this kind of stuff, or you're listening to just like negative news, or your gossipy friends, then guess what you're doing? You're not spending time doing more constructive stuff, or even if it's just talking or studying useful stuff or positive affirmations, instead of negative gossip.
So I don't know why you're bringing that up.
I didn't say you weren't religious, but I'm just
So
saying
why
for the
are
people
you
that
talking about
watch
religion?
you, they might be Christian.
Then why are you talking about religion?
Yeah, I keep trying to.
See, here's the thing. I hate when you call in and talk about religion when me and Fresh Clear never say that we're super religious or anything. We actually try to keep this podcast as secular as possible so that we don't got crying in here talking about,
Okay, so here's another thing: is there's no such thing as secular. Everything is a religion. For example, high schools that promote premarital intimacy by having proms and allowing people to, at minimum, kiss each other on the school campus. That is a religion. It's a religion of having sex before marriage, just like it's a religion to not have sex before marriage. So,
hold on this verse correctly.
Yeah.
Bro, we don't talk about religion. Why are you bringing it to religion? I'm talking about strictly biology. Men are able to be promiscuous and women aren't. That's what I'm trying to say. We're talking strictly biology, what the numbers.
but it doesn't matter what men can do. It's about what men choose to do. See the difference? That's like saying, men are stronger than women so they can hurt women, but obviously they're not gonna do that, and nobody would condone that. But he's saying the same thing. He's saying that, men can not get attached to women, so men should seduce women and treat them like objects, because it won't necessarily affect their psyche. But of course it will, and it affects everything.
Have high body counts typically don't do well in relationships. Men can have high body counts and be fine in relationships because we're not the ones ending them regardless of our body count, but women definitely are ending them. That's my argument.
Correct. Anything else?
Okay.
So, let me show y'all this real quick, and we're gonna go ahead and wrap up. Ezekiel 3, verse 17. Son of man, I have made you a watchman over the house of Israel. When you hear a word from my mouth, give them a warning from me. If I say to the wicked person, you will surely die, but you do not warn him, you do not speak out to warn him about his wicked way in order to save his life, that wicked person will die for his iniquity. Yet I will hold you responsible for his blood. But if you warn a wicked person and he does not turn away from his wickedness or his wicked way.
Okay, so I like that. That's a nice kind of conclusion. What he's saying there, or what that Bible verse is suggesting, and by the way, just because it's the Bible doesn't mean it's an official word, quote unquote. People say the Bible, but it's just a book. It's a book with the title the Bible. The Bible, So, when people use arguments in conversations and say things like, oh, well, God said this, you should interject and say, well, what do you say? What do you believe? What do you prefer? What do you think? Instead of, trying to use a third party. That's like saying, well, my friend said this, but, what's the authority? What's the authority? And people will use these religious arguments and say, well, God or Jesus said this, but they're actually interpreting it because they don't believe, because God can't really say anything, because all it is paper. if there was an actual quote unquote, powerful masculine, father figure God, and he could like speak in a loud booming voice, then he would be speaking. But in fact, God didn't say anything. All that people say is what they say, and such a weird scripture this guy quoted at the end. But it kind of makes sense. He's saying that in this scripture, it says that if you don't warn a person that they're doing wrong, then you're gonna be punished as well for not warning them. And so that's probably good advice. If you know someone's doing wrong and you don't at least try to warn them if it's safe to, like that's kind of like saying go into the world and preach, and tell people about the, what if you don't do that, then you're just as wrong because you know the answers, and you and so it's on each other of us to persuade each other with logic and reasoning, and actually have debates, like, Thank you guys for being here with me. This has been a fun show, especially Imagine if you're still around. I do have a website. It's called shieldheart.org. Let's see here. Shieldheart. Here we go. If you go to it, you'll find each section. Select a spouse, meet your emotional wants, all that good stuff. And I'm gonna add, and my favorite part is this. It's the notes, because this is like, look at this. This is like, it's like 100 pages of extra notes that people can like look at. Like, look at that, dude. This is what it takes. This is like serious work that I've been doing. This is like major shit. You know what I mean? But what I'm gonna add to it right now, like what I do is I always add to it. And so what I'm gonna add is I'm gonna go here, and then I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna add this: avoiding premarital intimacy. And then I have this whole list. So if you want to check this out, you can. It'll be. Let me just do something here. And why don't we do this? I'll end it with this song. I like this. This is Andrea Bocelli, entertaining singer. And let's see here. Website. Bésame. So what I'm doing here is I'm going here. And then I'm going to add see that I just added that. So it's been a pleasure. I'm glad that I showed up. This has been a fully loaded episode, guys. And the bottom line is it's just this simple, okay? Avoiding premarital intimacy. Okay, so what do we define that as? Well, premarital intimacy is what physical and verbal interactions that connect people romantically, and even hand-holding or going on a date is it's intimate, And then marriage, right? So marriage is I consider it a legal and public commitment with wedding rings being worn, social media status changed to married, and woman taking the man's last name, not hyphenation or anything. Marriage is the opposite of people saying they're BF, GF, secret lovers, partner. These terms are not a lifetime commitment. People say they love each other, but only with a legal and public commitment can you prove your love. And that makes you very selective about who you're gonna be with, right? So, thing is one common thing, that religions and principled men say is that they'll avoid premarital intimacy because that's unloving. And so when people say they're religious, you assume that maybe they are respectful about that. But there are other reasons just besides thinking you're going to go to hell that you should not want to have sex until marriage. First of all, it's wrong, it's unclean, and it's unloving, because you don't seduce somebody to have sex if you really care about them. If you really care about them, then you get married and then you have sex. Because what's more important to you? Sex, which is like a drug, or is marriage and love more important than sex? And so you might be wondering, well, how do you make sure that you want to have sex with each other? Well, I'm going to get to that shortly. The reason people claim to love someone, but they're not married, so then they don't really love each other, in my opinion. Let's see. Most people are... Okay, so most... Okay, so I think I got it. It's been good, guys. It's been a good little discussion here. It's a fun. We looked into women's dark psychology, but we definitely also took some glances into what men do that's questionable as well. So. Thanks for being here, and we're tuning out, guys. Oh, actually, let's finish with a quick light work session. Now, if you're not familiar with light work, what it is, let me just fucking do it. Okay. So what you do is stand up. All right, you stand up, and then you hold a stone, like a sacred stone, or even a coin, whatever it is, hold in your hand, rub it, and then you have one hand up like this, and you imagine you're beaming bright white light, or you imagine other people shining light. So we're going to do you targeting somebody else. That's going to come out, that's going to be like imagining someone you're upset at. Let's start off with that. Imagine somebody you're upset at, right? Imagine that for a second. Now imagine that person smiling. Now imagine brilliant white light streaming down on them, okay? Imagine their aura glowing with white light. See them smiling, and just make that this is not about them and your relationship to them. It's about you and what's in your mind. Because whatever is contained in your mind, it's going to attract it. If you're thinking about smiling people in your mind, it's going to make you feel better. It's going to attract that more that good energy. Just because you're trying to do this visualization about somebody that you don't like doesn't mean anything about, it doesn't mean that you have to ever see them again. This is about you and what's going on and what's reverberating in your subconscious mind. So you imagine that person smiling, happy, shining light. Good. Now let's imagine maybe something at work where you're wondering, do you like the job you're doing, or do you want to do another job? Okay. let's imagine that situation. Imagine maybe the trucks that you, or vehicles that you work with, or people. Imagine the office space, whatever it is. Just imagine a brilliant stream of white light just shining down, okay, just shining down in that whole thing. Imagine you're an angel, right? You're shooting over, you're just blasting the situation, blasting it. Imagine brilliant white light, imagine like a sphere of white light. Look at that, it's like a whole sphere, right? Launch it all the way over that. Imagine it just blasts out and it just blasts the whole place with light. Everyone's excited, everyone's smiling. Okay, now how about something else? How about, let's say there's something that you don't want to do. Like, let's say we're invited to a party and you feel like you have to go because it's like a work party and you want the people to, just blast the whole place. You are God, okay? You are not the God of any text that was generated 2,000 years ago by some scribes and intellectuals. You are the God that connects everything. You are the unified field of energy that animates all life, okay? Be it in this planet or beyond, be it in this incarnation of yours and beyond. And so in order to actually feel like you are that, you need to operate like that. You need to do this light work. So imagine the situation that you're worried about. Just imagine a beam of light, just blast. Okay? Alright. Blast. Imagine that light just shining, just streaming. Stand up, do this. Don't waste your time. There's no, it can't hurt. At least experiment. Let's try to experiment now. Now you might think that world leaders are being targeted by bad people, bad forces, right? So what's the solution? Solution is, instead of thinking like that, how about give them a shield of protection? Even if you don't like them, even if you think they're evil people, blast them with light, okay? Like, for example, imagine the White House. Imagine like Joe Biden. Just shine the brilliant white light. Shine it. Imagine he's like protected by a spherical sphere of brilliant white light. And think about it. Dark entities will attack people in authority so that they can control society. Just like I have a theory that because Jewish people of the Jewish ethnicity are, if it is an ethnicity, whatever, but you get the point. They actually seem to have higher IQs, and so that would be the perfect target of demonic forces, to target the smartest people, to try to use that smartness to attack society. So let's just blast with light, blast all the problems, all the people. Imagine you're an angel flying, okay? And I'm gonna call it, guys, but I'll be back soon. Much aloha. We had fun today. Today was fun. Today was fun. All right. World peace.